Hello. Okay, so this is another video, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about the main assignment that you guys are gonna be working on while I'm gone. So we're doing a 5 paragraph essay. So right here is an organizer. Yeah. So the basic stuff is you put your name, you put the date, of course, and I gave you a prompt. Okay, so let's read what your prompt is. If you could choose to be any superhero, who would it be and why? If you prefer, so if you prefer means if you don't want to do that question, I'm giving you a second option. And the second option is you can just choose a superpower and describe what it would be like to have it and why you like the idea. Okay, well, that should be different. Sorry, there should be space in between these two. So you get two options. Either you can choose to be a superhero and you can write why you want to be that superhero, or you can choose a superhero power and write why you want to have it. I know that for one worksheet I gave out, some of you guys, not everybody I know, I already gave you a similar prompt of like choosing a superhero and write why. Um, for you guys, I guess that might be helpful, but the amount of writing you have to do for this one is a lot more writing for this one, and it's organized a little bit differently. So let's look at this format right here. There's an introductory paragraph with a hook and a thesis. There's 3 body paragraphs with a topic sentence, details, and a closing sentence. So each one of these should be a sentence, 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 or these can be 1 to 2. And then you have a closing paragraph where you restate your thesis and you close it with an interesting thought. Now I know that's confusing, so that's why I made a example like this. Okay, so 5 paragraph essay organizer. So instead of doing this prompt right here, I gave myself a different one so that so that I didn't steal any of your ideas or superpowers and you guys couldn't copy or anything. So I'm giving a new example. So introduction paragraph. Let's look at this. So hook plus thesis. Okay, so like I said up here, there's a hook and there's a thesis. So the hook is, what is a hook? Let's talk about what a hook is. A hook is something that engages your reader. Okay, so like if I just started writing about, the best season is spring, whatever, right? Spring, yeah. The best season is spring because this, and this. That's kind of boring. You need to engage your reader. There has to be a reason for the reader to want to read. So there's a lot of different ways. You can be like, you could write an interesting fact. You could write a question even. So I wrote a question for this one. So my hook is, do you have a favorite season? For me, spring is the best season of all. So you could do a million different things for your hook. Just try to make it interesting. A question is usually a good way to start off. So for a superhero one, you could be like, have you ever wanted to be invincible? And then you could write about like Superman, or you could write about who else is invincible as a power? I guess yep, Superman, he's invincible. So I guess your question in this one would be like, do you want to be invincible? Or have you ever wondered what it would be like to be invincible? That could be a good question to start off with. Or you could talk about or you could start with like imagine. Imagine, so like let me give you another example for spring, maybe. So imagine you're standing outside, the weather is perfect, not too hot, not too cold, the wind is flowing, and you can just be at peace. That's a hook right there, where you laid out a situation. But for whatever you do for your hook, try your best. And for a lot of you guys, this is going to be the first hook you've ever written. So the expectation is not too high. Um, by the time you finish this, I should be back, the organizer at least, and I can help you guys revise this and make it better. But I want you guys to try to write a hook, and I can give you feedback on your hook. Just try your best to do anything similar. A question is not a bad way to start. Now for your thesis. A thesis statement is just what your opinion essentially is. So if the question is who do you want to be and why, your thesis statement could be I would want to be Superman, or I would want to be Batman, and then you would write a little reason why. So for your thesis statement here, since you have to write 3 body paragraphs, you should give 3 main ideas. Okay? So, for example, my thesis statement right here, I give 3 main examples. I love spring because of the warm weather, comma, the beautiful flowers, comma, and the fun activities. Um, yeah. And so if you see right here, I wrote warm weather. Sorry, one second. Oh, don't know what that is. Oh. I wrote warm weather, the beautiful flowers, and the fun activities. So right here, look, the first one I write about is the weather. The second paragraph I write about is beautiful flowers right here. And the last paragraph, I didn't have space to include a third paragraph, but the third paragraph would have been the fun activities. And then I finish off that introductory paragraph by writing, in this essay, I will explain why spring is my favorite season. Now, that's a good introductory paragraph, at least for this format. We can talk about how to make it different and better when I get back, but this is just roughly what I want for you for this question right here. So let me make sure that everyone understands. Your question is this one right here. It is on the paper that's been printed out and given to you, but for the one I'm writing about is this one right here. And my question is just a little different, just making sure everybody understands this. I want us to be on the same page. Okay, so let's look at what a body paragraph should look like in this format. One topic sentence, three details, and a closing. Each of these should be around one sentence. For the details, 1 to 2 sentences is fine. Maximum 8 sentences for your body paragraph is the goal. Now, if you don't have space here for when you're doing this at home, you can do it in your copy as well. So for your copy, I want you to label introduction, and then you then write your hook sentence, write your thesis sentence, and label body paragraph one. Then do that if you don't have space here. If you think you can fit 5 sentences in this little box, then go for it. But I don't think you guys are going to be able to, so I'd prefer you guys to do this in your copy. So let's look at how body paragraph should look like. Body paragraph one, topic sentence plus 2 to 3 details plus closing sentence. Right here, topic sentence, 2 to 3 details, closing sentence. If you only can get 2 details, then get 2 details. I would prefer three. I want three, but if you only can, but I need at least two. At least two, I want three. But if you can't write 3 reasons, that's fine. Okay, topic sentence. First, the weather in spring is perfect. The cold days of winter are finally over, and the sun starts to shine more often. Now, this organizer right here is to create an essay. So basically, there's 5 paragraphs to this essay. One, two, three, four, and five. 5 paragraphs. So this organizer is just to make everything into, you're just dividing everything into sentences so that we can come back and we can form a full real essay afterwards. So let's continue. So that's your topic sentence. A topic sentence is the idea of what a sentence, of what the paragraph is about. So for the topic sentence, we're writing about what this paragraph should be about. So the paragraph is about the weather, about the weather in spring. And then I included some more ideas in that about the weather. So the first sentence is about the weather, and then the other topics in this first paragraph is going to be the cold days of winter are over, and the sun starts to shine more often. So I included 2 to 3 details. The first detail is I love the feeling of the warm sun on my face and seeing the blue sky. The temperature is just right, not too hot like summer and not too cold like winter. And lastly, I can play outside comfortably and enjoy the gentle breeze. Those are 3 good reasons right here. And then for the last sentence, you're just giving like a summary. This perfect weather makes me feel happy and energized. So that's one full paragraph right there. And let's talk about how it would be like for a superhero. So I know, let's give a random superhero. Everybody knows Superman, so I'll do Superman. So the first topic sentence could be like, I could make the lives of a lot of people better through my super strength and invincibility. So, one of your examples could be like, I could use my super strength to help save people by moving things, stuff like that. And then another detail would be like, I could also use my super strength to help people build things, stuff like that. That's a detail as well. Body paragraph number two. Number two. Topic sentence. Second, spring is full of beautiful flowers. So I wrote that up here, beautiful flowers part. And now we're writing, and now that's the topic sentence for number two. And now we have to write 2 or 3 details. Everywhere I look, I see bright colors and new growth. That's one. Trees grow fresh, green leaves, and flowers like tulips and daffodils start to bloom. And the last one is, I love going to the park and seeing all the different flowers. And the closing sentence is, the smell of fresh flowers is wonderful and makes me feel cheerful. Planting flowers in our garden with my family is one of my favorite spring activities. So that's another paragraph right there. Topic sentence, one detail, two detail, three details, and a closing sentence. Closing sentence can be more than one sentence. All of these, the topic sentence can be more than one sentence. All of these can be 1 to 2 sentences if you want. So now, for you guys, you have another body paragraph to write. So another topic sentence, another 2 to 3 details, and another closing sentence. But I don't have enough space here. As you can see, I could not fit a third body paragraph, so I just wrote a conclusion paragraph here. For you guys, you have to write 3 body paragraphs. Conclusion paragraph. So let's read the instructions here. Say your thesis differently. So restate your thesis and close with an interesting thought. And remember, your thesis is your central argument, your central idea. The central idea in this one is I love spring because of the warm weather. Your central idea here, your central thesis idea here will be why did you choose that superhero, or why did you choose that superpower? In conclusion, spring is my favorite season because of the perfect weather, beautiful flowers, and fun activities. When you're starting your conclusion paragraph, you would almost always want to start with in conclusion. You can start with other things, but if it's your last paragraph, starting with in conclusion works 99.9% of the time, and I would recommend that. Let's talk about your closing sentence now. Every year, so your closing sentence is just ending with like an idea that kind of summarizes everything. Every year I look forward to the arrival of spring and the happiness it brings. There is nothing better than enjoying the outdoors, smelling fresh flowers, and having fun with friends and family. Spring truly is the best season of all. So as you see with the last one, I said, I love looking forward to spring, and I touched on the ideas. The outdoors, enjoying the outdoors, which is like temperature, smelling the fresh flowers, and having fun with friends and families, which is like an activity. Oh, sorry, which is like a right over here. Sorry about that, which is like activities right here. So see, I touched on all of these ideas right here. These ideas, we talked about all of these a little bit, which is good. So this is kind of what I want your organizer to look like. I don't need them to be in bullet points. You can write them in sentences. You can format this however you want. If you can fit it in here, I don't think you will be able to, so I would prefer everyone to write this in their copies. Um, I wrote down that you guys should take about 2 days, so I'll give you guys 2 nights to work on this, or whatever. So take your time with this. You don't have to write this all at once, but make sure you fill this entire thing out in your copy. You can copy the individual points and then write the sentences in your copy. Um, yes, okay, that should be everything. Um, I know that what the thesis, the hook are a little bit confusing, and topic sentences can be a little confusing for you guys. Just try your best. The most important thing is writing. I want you guys to write these 5 paragraphs, or the sentences for these 5 paragraphs. If there's a mistake, that's fine. If you don't really understand what a hook is, that's fine. If you don't understand what a thesis is, that's fine. The main point is that you guys write. And I can correct your writing. I can look at your writing and be like, you need to do this better, or you can do this better. But if you write nothing, I have nothing to help you with. My goal is to help you guys write these paragraphs and write essays better. But if you don't write anything because you don't know what to do, then I can't help you. But lastly, I'm going to just review one more time what everything is. Introduction paragraph starts your essay. It tackles what you're going to be touching on. It tackles your scope. So if you're talking about something in your body paragraphs, you want to make sure that roughly the rough idea is introduced in your introductory paragraph. So your hook is the thing that engages your reader. It's the thing that gets your reader interested in the topic. So for here, the hook was, do you have a favorite season? It's a question. We use a question as the hook here. Do you have a favorite season? So then the reader thinks, do they have a favorite season? What's their favorite season? And then you state yours. For me, spring is the best season of all. If you guys want to use a question for your hook, I think it's a good idea. If you have a better idea for a hook, you can use that as well. The thesis is your main idea. Your main idea in this in my one, which is what is your favorite season, is I love spring because of, and then I give three reasons because you have to write three body paragraphs. So I give three main reasons: warm weather, the beautiful flowers, and the fun activities. So your topic sentences should correspond with the main ideas you bring in your thesis. So I said the warm weather. So for my first topic sentence, for my first body paragraph, I wrote about the weather. And then all my details were about the weather. For my second paragraph, I wrote about beautiful flowers because I mentioned beautiful flowers here. And then my details are related to the beautiful flowers. And then if I had a third paragraph, it would be related to the activities. And then I would write the details about the activities. So for my conclusion paragraph, it says restate thesis and closing sentence. And right here it says the same thing. You restate your thesis, which is this, which is your main idea. So you just write it in a different way. Like, so my thesis is that spring is the best season, and I write because of the flowers, the weather, and the fun activities. So you can just copy the same thing for now, or if you can write it a little bit differently, do that. And then your closing sentence is an interesting thought, something that like provokes and ends on a high note. You don't want to write four good paragraphs and then have a bad last paragraph. You want to finish strong. So for here, I finished strong by talking about the ideas and talking about why spring is the best season as a conclusion, because you're trying to refresh the memory of what you were talking about. So that's essentially what you guys are doing. I hope that everyone understood. And the main thing is write. I want everyone to write, write, write. There should be minimum of 5 sentences for every paragraph, essentially. Introduction paragraph, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, and closing paragraph. That means a minimum of 25 sentences. Realistically, there should be around 35 to 40 sentences. I don't need you to count your sentences. I just need you to make sure that you're writing enough. And no short sentences. We reviewed this earlier on the cheat sheet or the reference sheet I gave you guys before, or we talked about in another video. Your sentences have to have details. Talk about why you want the superpower. Like, I love super speed because it lets me get to places very fast, um, or because I can meet all my friends in one day, or because I'll never be late to school. You have to give reasons. You have to expand. I need again to say I like super speed because I'm fast. That's bad. I need reasons. I need details. Okay, that's everything. Yep. Bye.